The tendency of the person is to tell lies. The person will always lie. The tendency of the person is to keep on blaming others. It's a very common tendency with 99% of the people. They love to blame everybody else except themselves. So it's a tendency for you, whoever, blame others. Oh, somebody kept the bottle over there. Nobody told me about it. You understand what I'm saying? So we are doing chapter 5 from the Bhagavad Gita, verse 13. The self-controlled Sankhya Yogi, doing nothing himself and getting nothing done by others, rests happily in God, the embodiment of the truth, knowledge and bliss, mentally relegating all actions to the mansion of the 9 gates, the body with 9 openings. Now, we are back to Sankhya Yogi. The 2 verses were of Karma Yogi, now we are back to Sankhya Yogi. How does Sankhya Yogi work? Sankhya Yogi actually doesn't work. Alright? When I say actually doesn't work means he is not lifting his fingers with his own will. Did you understand? The person, like say for example, you have a will of your own. The will decides what you have to do. So let us say for example, I want to write something. So I will lift my pen. Is that correct? I will lift my pen. The will is involved, not the word will. Otherwise you will say, Guruji, the will is not used all places. No. The will, we have will inside us. I am willing to do this. This is what I want to do. Want, will, wish, desire, all those things are one and the same. The will to lift the pen and to write. This is what happens to normal people. They have to use their will to do something. Sankhya Yogi doesn't have to will anything. He is in automation. Okay? Automation doesn't mean that there is automatic writing. I am sure you have heard in India, automatic writing happens. Automatic writing is written by some creatures. Alright, now let me not go in that direction, but then we will take more time over there. Automatic writing is done by non-humans. Okay, so these non-humans, they are willed by this person, please write. And the writing appears. It's one of the siddhis, that's called. Siddhis are the magical powers. So don't mix up this with that. So that is done by some creature somewhere. This is nothing to do with any other person. His own body does it. He doesn't have to use his mind, senses or anything to read, write, eat, drink, sleep or do anything. It just happens on its own. Just for example, you will see if I were to just do like this to you, immediately what you will do, you will close your eyes and you will try to push my hand away. It's an involuntary action. Same involuntary action happens in the heart. You can't control. There are lots of organs inside your body which you can't control. They are working on their own. They are literally like on automation. So the stomach is going, it's like a mixer grinder, It goes like this, and it's churning the food. You are not telling stomach, now please start the action and push a button. You don't do that kind of a thing. It just happens. It's kind of an involuntary action. So now I want you to, it's just an example. Don't mix it up with what a Sankhya Yogi does. Okay? It's just to tell you that in your body some actions happen without your knowledge also. Happens. So the Sankhya Yogi's actions just happen. There is no will involved. His eyes will close, he will get up, he will rise. He doesn't say, I want to go to sleep. He will not say that. His eyes will automatically close and he is fast asleep. And then his eyes will open and then he is awake. But then when he is sleeping, he is not sleeping at all because his awareness is there. So while the person is sleeping, a Sankhya Yogi is sleeping, suppose you are doing some actions in front of him, even with his eyes closed, he will be able to tell you what you are doing. A Sankhya Yogi's capabilities are far beyond the body because he doesn't use his will. So I hope you understood this. So self-control. He is self-controlled. He is not using anything. The self is the one which is doing everything. The self inside is not the body or the mind and all. Self is beyond the 5 sheets. I'm sure you know this. Beyond the 3 bodies and the 5 sheets is the self. That self is doing all the actions. It's an automation. It's a process which just happens. His digestion is done. His talking is done. His walking is done. He doesn't even know he's talking. Alright? Now, simple example I will tell you. I have never learned these scriptures. Never ever learned these scriptures. I don't use a book to read something to you. I just do what is called as a bare text. This is called a bare text. I am not looking at answers in some book. So there is nothing is written in front of me so that I can read and tell you what is the meaning of these words or what do they mean. There is nothing like it. Just flows. The flow is so easy. There is no effort required. It's an effortless thing. Just happens. Sankhya Yogi's world is exactly like that. It just happens. So he eats, he drinks, he sleeps, he walks, he talks, everything happens. So this person is an embodiment of truth, knowledge and bliss. He is always in a state of Sat Chit Ananda. Now this word you need to keep in mind constantly. Sat, truth, Chit, Ananda. So this is what it is. The truth, knowledge and bliss. Okay, these three words you should always write them down because a person needs to be always in a state of SAT, Sat, Chit, CHIT, Ananda, ANANDA, Sat Chit Ananda. Sat Chit Ananda means blissful state. A person is always in a state of bliss. So you can't see this person, this Sankhya Yogi, disturbed. You know, when you get disturbed, all kinds of actions happen in your body and you will have furrows, furrows in your eyebrows and stuff like that. And body will change and things will happen. Satchitananda, person who is in a state of Satchitananda is constantly, they show all the yogis like that, as if they are in a state of bliss. That is called blissful state, okay? Actually, it doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything because these same people are asking for money, these same people are doing a lot of nonsensical stuff. Satchidananda state is something which is, a person is doing all actions. He may be the greatest actor in the world. Sri Krishna was the greatest actor in the world. He will do all kinds of stuff. We are coming to that state now, how he works. So we will do that. Always in a state of bliss, mentally relegating all action to his 9 openings. We have 9 openings in our body. Okay? You will ask what 9 openings? I don't know what 9 openings. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. 9 gates total. These are called the exit ways, pathways, for, that is why he says 9 gates. Alright? Right. So we go to the next verse now. So we are doing chapter 5 verse 14 of the Bhagavad Gita. God determines neither the doership nor the doings of men, nor even their contact with the fruit of action, but it is the nature alone that does all this. This is an important statement you have to always remember. God is not the determining factor. Alright? This is always forgotten by people. God is not a determining factor in anything that any person does. The choice is always yours. Suppose if I tell you, can you switch on the light? And the person doesn't switch on the light, doesn't get up. After half an hour, I will ask them, why didn't you switch on the light? The person gets away with it saying that God didn't want the light to come on. Do you understand this? We easily love to blame God. Was the choice with you? Yes, of course. Get up, switch on the light. That choice was with you. This is a difficult aspect which you need to understand in life. See, there are 3 karmas. Okay? One is called sanchit, which is accumulated karma. Accumulated over lifetimes. You have been born again and again and again and again. So in every life you have accumulated a whole load of karma. Now let us say you have lived for 1 million lives. Not 1 million years, 1 million lifetimes. In some life you live for 70 years, in some you have lived for 50 years. Maybe you are a Galapagos turtle also, you have lived for 350 years. Who knows? You could be a stone also which lived for 10,000 years. By the way, you may think that a stone is not having a life. Stone is a life, by the way. So don't have a understanding that, oh, it is just a stone. It is not a living thing. No, a stone. You can have a life of the stone also. You can be living as a bird also. You can be living as a tree also. You can be anything. So the way we have to look at it is, there is a life which you have spent. So these 1 million lives or some whatever life that you have lived, how many karmas have you accumulated? Say in one life you have 1 million. So 1 million karma into 1 million. So you can imagine your figure is running into zillions. So don't bother your head about calculations. So you have so many karmas lying in your name. So when you are born on this planet Earth just now as a human being, you get a small amount to go and spend in the material world. That spending amount of karma, okay, what you are going to spend in this life is called prarabdha karma. Prarabdha, the one which you have come to spend. So this prarabdha karma is a small amount from the billions that you are holding, and it may be just 100,000. That's it, a small amount, 100,000. Now you have to spend, now you are going to be alive for 85 years in this planet Earth. So you have got 100,000 of karmas to expiate, to use, to spend in this life of yours of 85 years. Please remember, you have accumulated some things over there, no? So now when you have come to spend, this, while you are spending, you are earning at least x times more. X to the power, rather, you can say like that. You are earning more karma. I will give you one example. Let us say the karma, okay, is to return 100 rupees to somebody. Somebody's 100 rupees you have taken and you have to return to somebody. $100. Okay. Now, when you are going to give the $100, you are not going to know that you are giving to that person. The person whom you are supposed to give the $100 to may be born as your own child. So do you think you are going to give $100 to your child, or is it going to be $100,000? So did you understand? You just don't give 100 rupees to your child and say, oh, use this. No. You are going to take care of the child. You are going to give birth. In your life, it is called karma. It is happening. Action is happening or no. So you have given birth. You have gone through pains. You have gone through a lot of trouble and given birth to this child. The child is born with some kind of a disease. Maybe there is a hole in the heart and you have to go and get it operated. So you have spent thousands of dollars on that or rupees on that. And then the child is growing up. And then you have to send him to school, and then you have to do a lot of stuff, and you finally in the end send him to college, blah, 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 blah. Poor fellow, you are only supposed to spend $100 on this person, and you have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on this one person. And you really don't know anything about it. Because you are not given past knowledge, okay? You are not told that this you have to only give 100. And you have spent so much. Now remember, the law of karma says, whatever you have given, you have to get it back. So this same child of yours, in some life, will have to return the whole thing back. Okay? Now in his case, it is more than $10 million worth. You are supposed to give him only $100. He has taken from you 10 million. I see 10 million minus 100, you are supposed to take back the balance from him. That is the karma you have accumulated. Now I want you to think about it. Is this what was supposed to be done? No. This karma was only worth $100 or 100 rupees. But you have gone and spent your lifetime spending on this person. So your karma's bank account is big account. It has gone to that sanchit now and accumulated. It's gone over there. And you are not even aware of it. How many lifetimes have you sanctioned for yourself now? Just to pay this person. You are not even sure. Because in next life, you may meet the person only for 5 minutes. And you may return 100 rupees to that person. Or that person will give you 100 rupees back. Or $100 back. But the balance, millions is still balance, no? So when are you going to do? This is never understood by human beings. So now you tell me, was God involved in your actions anywhere, or did you do it on your own? So you used your ego. You used that idea that I am a human being and I am the father or the mother of this child. And you have gone and spent on this child. And this is something nobody understands in this world. So accumulation of new karma has happened. Okay. Now this karma which is accumulated is the futuristic karma. You have to repay that. Now you tell me, where is God involved in this action? God has only written a law. He is not involved in your decision making. The law states like this: don't get attached to anybody. everything with detachment. Don't accumulate karma. Be a karma yogi. God has said, why are you having these actions where you keep on saying, I'm sure, most of you are grown up over here. And someday in your life, your parents must have told you, we have paid so much for your education, we have built you so much big and this and that. All kinds of nonsense your parents have told you. And you today may be a parent who is returning the same to your children, saying that, do you know how much it is costing to raise you? I have to pay for this, I have to pay for that, I have to pay your fees, I have to do this, I have to do that. Every time you come home and you say, I want this money for this purpose, I want money for that, and you have done this unknowingly, accumulating karma, because remember the previous verse, you have attributed that work to yourself. You think you are some great sheikh in this world. I am the parent of the child. Really? Don't utter these words from your mouth. Don't say, I did it, I did it, I did it, I did it. Don't you even open your mouth and say that you are responsible for something in this world. See, when you take responsibility, it is yours. Did you understand these words? The moment you say, I did it, the I has come in the picture, then it is your karma. I have nothing to do with God and all that. Nothing. Karma is yours. No free of karma. This is a very important sentence. Attribution should never be done. Don't even take onus and credit for anything that you do in this world. You are just a marionette. You understand? You are just a plaything of God. It just happens. Why are you saying you did it? So please understand, God is not the one who is determining what you have to do and what you shouldn't do. Now there is a difference in this which you need to understand. When you live with God, when I say live with God, it translates into that you believe that you are God's tool. Did you understand? You are doing everything for God. How many verses have gone now which says you have to always, give credit to God. God is the one who is doer. Reality is not the doer, but say that, I do everything for the dear Lord. Your work is because He has given you. Everything, your life is because He has given you. Everything in the world is because He has given you. If that is the case, then you are not attributing to the body. Then you are doing God's job, whatever job that He is expected you to do, which is the reason why it is called Swadharma. If you are doing your Swadharma, don't attribute it to any personal, my dharma, my dharma. No, my dharma. You are just a machine. Your machine's job is to do the job. That's it, period, finish. The moment you attribute it to yourself, I have to get up in the morning, I have to do so much work, I have to drive down to office and then I have to meet my stupid boss and my boss is such a big idiot, I don't know. These are the things people keep on saying. You are attributing it to someone, no? So that someone is you and you are responsible, you are raising karmas. Every time when you keep on talking like this nonsense, your karma is rising. Your kitty, where you are going to put your karma, is growing by day, every day. Every time when you open your mouth and talk this kind of a nonsensical stuff, I have to drive, I have to do these, my boss is never satisfied with what I do. Every time when I do this, they will always think that he is useless person and he is not capable and she is not capable and she does. Don't say any of these words. Don't you ever say any of these words. Make it Nishkam Karma. Because it is not God who is directing you. You have the choice. Remember, the choice is in your hands To do or not to do the right or to do the wrong. Got it? When you do the right, it's positive karma. When you do the wrong, it is negative karma. Nishkam karma, or the karma which doesn't have any value, is the zero in the center. No repayment required to be done. If no payment to be done, then no need of taking another birth also. Got it? Simple. So, God determines neither the doership nor the doings of men. What you do, He is not concerned. You can go and murder somebody, you can go and eat something, you can go and drink something, you can do whatever you feel like. That is your choice. You are going to be responsible for the futuristic karma. That is you, not somebody else. God is not moving inside of you. Because when you say, I did it, I did it, I did it, it is not God. Simple example I'll give you. Let us say your boss says, please make these sheets and give it to me, some Excel sheets. And you don't make them the way he wants you to do. He has told you to make 10 Excel sheets and you have gone and made 2 Excel sheets. I'm just giving an example, stupid example. So when you are presenting it to the superior boss, you are only giving 2 sheets. The superior boss says, but he looks at your boss and says, but you were supposed to give me 10. So this boss looks at you and says, I also told you to make 10. What happened? Why didn't you give those 10 sheets that we are supposed to? And you say, no, I think 2 sheets are enough. So the boss, who is your boss, says, but I told you very clearly 10 sheets. So now whose onus is it? Naturally your onus, because you have done only 2 sheets using your mind. So in most of the cases, God has told you to do something. He said, put on the light. That's it. He must have said these words. And you have not put on the light, or you have gone and put on the fan also, the light also, and many other things. He has not asked you to do all these things. He has only asked you that one specific thing to do. And you have not understood it. You have gone and done too many things. So whose onus is it? Yours. So God is not involved in the action. Only Swadharma is where He is concerned with. You not doing your Swadharma is your own action, your own inaction or whatever. So He says, so everything that is there, so the fruit that comes out of it. So basically, nor even the contact with something. Like I said, the example where the child, you are supposed to give only $100 or 100 rupees. And you have that person as your child and you have paid millions to him. That contact which you have as a son or father or son or whatever, nobody has said that you are supposed to have that contact. And yet you have done it. So this contact is also not part of God's domain. He says you have done it. I have never asked you to do any of those things. And with the fruit of action, whatever action that was supposed to be done, that fruit of action, whatever comes out of it is not also ruled by God. It is you who has got the action to perform. So, okay, I'll give you one small example. And it is nature alone that does it. One example before I finish. Now, there is a bottle of wine in front of you. Alright? Now the thing is, it is lying over there. Now you love wine. So the moment you see the bottle, you are drawn towards it and you will pour it and maybe you will drink it. Maybe you will also do this, that I will drink it in the evening. Or you may take another decision, weekend I will call some of my friends and I will drink it. Or you may say, I don't want to do anything with it. Sometimes you will say, that I have stopped drinking, I should pour it in the sink. So you go and pour it. Or sometimes you can just throw the bottle outside. How many different decisions were taken? Many decisions, isn't it? You can take first one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, sixth one, seventh one, eighth one. You have been given a choice to take the decision. You may decide to drink. Did a karma happen? Yes, you have decided to drink. You may decide to throw it away. Who has taken the decision? You. God is not involved in this decision making. In nowhere is God involved. Okay? Decision is yours. Now let us say you look up in the sky and you tell God, God, do you think I should drink? Do you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes there are people who have this dirty habit of looking, God, do you think I should drink? God is saying, okay, you want to drink, your choice. So what you do is, you open the bottle, you pour it and you drink it. Well, and after drinking, karma happens. And when karma happens, you say, God, you are the one who told me to drink, no? No. This verse tells you, there is no such thing. It is not God which is telling you to do. The God is inside of you, not outside of you. Don't go and look at for God outside of you. What does that God inside of you say? He is telling you don't drink. And yet you went and drank and you thought that there is some God outside of you who has said these words and you have gone and done a sin. It is your sin. Now see the last line. It is nature alone that does all this. It is the nature of the person who is doing all these actions. The nature of the person, the vrittis that are there, tendencies of the person. The person's tendency is to drink. So the person will always drink. The tendency of the person is to tell lies. The person will always lie. The tendency of the person is to keep on blaming others. It's a very common tendency with 99% of the people. They love to blame everybody else except themselves. So it's a tendency for you, whoever, blame others. Oh, somebody kept the bottle over there. Nobody told me about it. You understand what I'm saying? This is how people react to it. Somebody kept a bottle over there. That is not me. I never kept it. But sir, you have committed the sin. You drank it. Take the onus and the responsibility. No, God kept that bottle in front of me. What am I to do? Please blame God for it. God is without karma. You are with that karma. Even if you say these words, God made me do this. When you go for the judgment day, like they have judgment day, no? At that time of judgment day, you will be asked this question and God himself is sitting in front of you. He is not making any judgment on you. The universe makes the judgment. You blamed God for this? Okay, 10,000 years in some hell if you have to go to. And you will go. So, this nature of human nature is what drives the person to do. The nature says blame somebody else. Don't take the onus of it. Not your call. You are a drunkard. You love to drink. Go ahead and drink. It doesn't matter. Now you see that murderer who is there in USA. Okay. He took one woman and did all kinds of murders and all that. This guy, they found in his house, there was an underground cellar. And there they found remains of some more people. He took this girl from the beach and all that kind of things, you know. This person is used to it. Somebody who is used to some action. will keep on doing those actions ever and ever and ever again, even if they are there in spiritual. The person may be going to church, may be going to temple, may be becoming very holy or spiritual or God knows whatever you call him, but his nature is never going to change. Nature is the same. Person is used to telling lies will tell lies. Person who is used to blaming others will keep on blaming others. And that is what God says. It's the nature which decides it. God is not responsible for any of these things. You have to take up the onus because you had the choice to take the right decision and you have taken the wrong decision. Finally, end of the day, it is you who is responsible for your own karma, not God. So we will stop over here.